I'm David Vonderhaar, Game Design Director at Call of Duty Black Ops 2. In Call of Duty Black Ops 2, there was a lot of work done in core game systems like Create a Class and what you know as kill streaks, now called score streaks. Those two key systems have been rethought about, right? Really challenging our assumptions about how they're supposed to work and make sure that we offer a new way of looking at that and make sure that we do that in a way that really benefits the esports and competitive agenda as well. It's good for the entirety of the game, but it's also super helpful there. So Create a Class is a pick 10 system. You pick any 10 pieces of content you want. You don't have to take content from a category, and you can use a special type of content called wildcards to break the traditional rules of Create a Class, like a wildcard that lets you take 2 perks from the same category, or one that even lets you take 3 attachments on a gun. So a very important component of the strategy as a whole is esports and how you also use content to create the most diverse classes possible, which creates a really good competition field, also creates a really good spectating experience. Same thing with score streaks, right? Those are now able to be balanced off of how well the player is doing in a game mode specifically. By rewarding scores specifically for capturing a flag, planting a bomb, defending a bomb site or flag carrier, giving that score into the system actually really rewards that type of objective behavior, and the players who play competitively and the players who watch people play competitively, those are the really awesome moments. So tying the reward system in the game specifically to those events is really how you go about thinking about how to keep these things all moving in the right direction, all part of the same experience, all something really powerful for the player and the viewer as a spectator. League play works like this. When you play, you do what we call placement matches, and what that allows us to do is try to understand how good you are relative to the entire population. And then once you've gone through your placement matches, we actually put you in a division of skill, right? So if you're in the middle, you might be in something like the silver division, by way of example. And what that is a smaller community of players around your skill level using skill-based matchmaking. We put you with there so you're competing with people at your level. When you're playing with people at your level, the game is really fun. It's really fun for you because you will win half the time and lose half the time. And when you almost win, that's almost as much fun as winning, but completely getting decimated cannot be that much fun some of the time. And simply always decimating your opponent isn't much of a challenge. So competition's really built around this idea that I'm going to win or I'm going to almost win, and that's when you're having the most fun in the game. Those last minute come from behind victories feel really good as a player, and the purest competition side of the game gets exposed to you as a player in league play that way. And this is a very transparent experience. You do not have to go and create a team on a website or schedule a match and meet at 3:30. You go to league play, you press the button, you select a league, and you're playing, and this is just happening, and we just take care of it for you. League play does not replace the normal matchmaking experience that you know. That still exists. In fact, it's actually very much in the Treyarch DNA when we have such a broad new initiative like this, that we actually separate it out, that we put it out at its own level, that we give it its own name, right? And we put it there so we can learn from it, that we can work with that in its own space, and we can modify it as we need to so that we can get the experience that we need and the feedback from the players to make that experience what it is. And then it's very much in the Treyarch DNA that when we figured out to integrate it into the entirety of the game. And you saw that in our last game with combat training and wager matches, right? Whereas in Black Ops 2, wager matches are now party games and they're part of the core experience. Combat training was separate, now it's integrated. So it's very much like us to take something, it's very much in the Treyarch DNA to take something and have it be its own thing. And we would never really jeopardize the core thing that all the fans know and love, right? We want them to have that experience too, but this is a new experience and a new way to experience the game.
Flag acquired.
Smoked.
HPM ready to deploy.
realized that shoutcasting, or making the game fun to watch, was a really important component of the Total Esports package or initiative. But it's all sorts of things. It's, one, the sport itself, league play, competitive game, really fun battles with skill-based matchmaking so that you're playing people of an equal skill. It's also the production that goes around that, the show, seeing it happen. That you can't just watch a guy play, you have to watch everyone play. So how do you do that in a first-person shooter? So we spent a lot of energy there, and that's what you're talking about when you say shoutcasting. It's a spectating experience meant for you to have context with the entirety of the game, and then also live streaming. A very important part of this is once you have the sport and you have this production, you also have to get it out to everybody so anybody can see it. So the game natively supports live streaming. You just turn it on and you're live streaming your game to the internet. Fortunately for us, we have some very bright people here that work through these challenges very early on, and what seemed like something that could be an impossibility turned into a reality and then just kept getting better. It was very challenging to use the platform, either Microsoft 360 or Sony PlayStation 3, as a device that's capable of streaming. But we did, and it works really well, and it looks really good. Call of Duty Black Ops 2 supports up to 18 players at once, and is shoutcasters just like a player in the game. So most games are usually played 6-on-6. Competition is often played 4-on-4. So there's plenty of room available in this game for one or more shoutcasters.
Be advised, hostiles have captured the hardpoint.
HPM ready to deploy. Care package on standby.
Call of Duty Black Ops 2 will be available for 360, PlayStation 3, and PC on November 13th.